Investors are waiting for the OPEC Plus decision. Oil is testing short-term support levels despite clear prospects of increased output in April. The ruble moved up after the situation around sanctions became clear. Traders stay optimistic despite the industry data from the API. The report showed a sharp increase in oil stockpiles in the United States. The signs of a slowdown in the coronavirus spread support the bullish sentiment. Since the beginning of the week, the US has recorded the lowest number of new infection cases in 4 months. In the coming days, market participants will monitor comments that will help clarify the decision of the OPEC Plus members. Reportedly, most members of the alliance are planning to ramp up oil production from April. At the same time, the OPEC Secretary General stressed the importance of maintaining the balance in the oil market. On the one hand, the outlook for the global economy and the energy market is improving. However, the coronavirus pandemic still poses risks to fuel demand recovery. Therefore, the Secretary General called for cautious optimism. Both Brent and WTI contracts with the nearest expiration moved slightly higher by 0.3% in the early session. Oil traders are trying to keep the price of Brent above the support level of $62 a barrel. WTI found support at the level of $59 a barrel. On Tuesday, oil quotes developed a downward correction and reached a 2-week lows. Currently, the downside potential remains high. Brent may slip to the area between $60 and $60.5 a barrel. The statement from OPEC will determine further direction in the market. If oil output is increased by 500,000 million barrels per day, traders will most probably downplay this fact. However, if Saudi Arabia refuses to implement voluntary cuts in April and adds 1.5 million barrels to the market, oil will definitely enter a deeper correction. The current state of the global economy cannot guarantee stable demand recovery. Meanwhile, risk assets remain highly volatile, although buyers are still trying to regain control. In the morning trade, the background was moderately positive, so the ruble opened the session with gains. Yesterday, the ruble advanced by 0.5% against the US dollar. On Wednesday, the dollar-ruble pair is trading below the level of 0.7400. If the global risk sentiment is on, the Russian currency will continue its growth. The ruble took a short breather after the European Union and the United States announced targeted sanctions against Russia rather than broad ones. These sanctions will not have a serious effect on the Russian economy. Notably, the ruble traders did not react to the news from the US about restrictions on government loans for Russian organizations. Thus, the Russian currency will maintain upside potential in the short term. This week, the US dollar may closely approach the mark of 73 rubles. However, the sessions on Wednesday and Thursday will be slightly different. The ruble is likely to pull back and settle near the level of 74. A lot will depend on oil and the OPEC Plus decision in particular. Today, local market participants will focus on auctions for 2 issues of federal loan bonds that take place after a 2-week break. Besides, investors are waiting for the announcement of a new currency purchases program within the budget rule. And that's all for now. We wish you profitable deals. See our channel with a new video in a couple of hours.